Greetings to everyone out there in the No DQ galaxy. Welcome to No DQ's official predictions video for WWE Wrestlemania 34, the ultimate thrill ride. I am being joined by the No DQ panel. First up, we have the West Coast professor, longtime No DQ contributor with us, good old JM, Jeff Meacham. Jeff, how are you feeling?
I got the champ intro. I like that. Well, you know what? If people thought I was salty on No DQ Live and in the chat, salty has begun. Here we go. All right, let's get it done.
What is that, beer?
Nope, I popped a top on a soda. That's all I'm going to say.
Wow, you're old. If this was the old Jeff from 2005, you would be having a Sandman six-pack of beer right there.
If it was the old Jeff 2005, I would have got a kick in the face for that by now.
Yeah, definitely. So how are you feeling about WrestleMania, Jeff?
Well, I tell you what, it's the biggest show of the year, and I'm wearing the T-shirt, and it's going to be a big extravaganza, and I cannot wait till Monday when it's over.
Wow. Interesting feedback from Jeff Meacham regarding WrestleMania. We are also being joined by the greatest columnist in No DQ history, Mr. David Southworth, a.k.a. Virtue. How's it going, Virtue?
It's going good, and this is more of the No DQ review versus the panel. Get it right.
This is the No DQ preview.
No DQ preview, yeah. Not even a review. It's a preview this time, although we are talking about what happened on TV this week. So.
But panels always include a viewer or a fan, so I wouldn't call Greg a viewer or a fan. He's part of the team.
Absolutely. And
Greg is the ultimate No DQ fan. He's part of the team now because he was such a fan.
Greg's been part of the team for a while now. Greg, of course, is the wrestling trivia champion, the PA sensation, with the $1,000 championship bracelet. How's it going, Greg? How are you feeling about WrestleMania?
You know, I was actually thinking about this right before we came on, and it took me back to WrestleMania 31, which was also a terrible build in the same main event. And, you know, we're going in with such low expectations that I'm kind of hoping that 34 is such a good show that we're like, oh, this was fantastic. One of the greatest WrestleManias of all time, because it didn't look like it was going to be anything. So I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I hope so. I feel like on paper, if you just look at the card without the build-up, this is one of the strongest WrestleMania cards WWE has ever put together. But the build has been kind of lackluster, I have to say, in my own personal opinion. Virtue, how do you feel the build has been overall? How excited are you?
It's the era of social media and the WWE Network with free month subscription. WrestleMania sells itself by the name of all the prior events. They don't need to build it up, and that's exactly what we're going to get every year now. It's not going to ever get built up. We've seen so much build for past WrestleManias. Our expectations are you can't reach them. So, in my opinion, that's why it feels like it does. Being there in person like I will be will feel different than probably watching it on TV because you got that atmosphere. So good luck to everyone watching it on TV. I hope it's somewhat memorable.
Well, you know what? Everybody in this room, Virtue, with the exception of yourself, has been to a WrestleMania before. And my first WrestleMania was 2000. And that show looked amazing on paper. Yeah, it was overly gimmicky, but it looked like it was going to be a good show. It wasn't. It was very fun for me live because I was at a WrestleMania. But when you go back and watch that on DVD or on the network, you go, wow, this was a really bad Mania. Greg went to 28, looked okay in the build, and it delivered kind of, sort of. Aaron, of course, WrestleMania 31 and 21, and both of those were up and down. So
yeah, I think both of those for me were thumbs-up shows, though definitely in the top 10 WrestleManias. I was
and 26 too, right?
No, I was not at 26. I would have been angry if I was at 26 because of the whole Bret Hart, Vince McMahon shenanigans.
Put it this way. I was at a friend's house, who shall not be named on this channel, and during the main event of Cena Batista, he turned up and stood with his back to the TV. He was in such protest of that match taking place because it was such a horrible build and a horrible match it turned out to be. I don't blame him one bit.
Right. And Greg, which WrestleMania were you at again?
28. Rock Cena once in a lifetime.
Cena Rock once in a lifetime before the second time.
So you were at the Miami one then?
Yep.
Yes.
You were not at the New York one, though, even though the New York area is a lot closer to you.
Well, you know what? It was a combination of The Rock having his first singles match in, what was it, at least 7-8 years by that point.
Something like that.
Probably longer than that, actually. And, you know, seeing Taker and Triple H inside Hell in a Cell, which was fantastic.
Who's your favorite wrestler as a referee, so.
Exactly. Shawn Michaels was the referee. And, you know, we got to see the whole Sheamus and Daniel Bryan shenanigans. So I was there for that, and obviously disappointed.
Yeah, let me ask you this, Greg, because I was at the place I was living at the time, and the air got sucked out of our house, our apartment. I'm sure. Was it feel the same way in Miami when Bryan lost 80 seconds? Didn't the air just went right out of that place, or was it me?
You know what? In my section where Jen, Travis, and I were sitting at, it was kind of like, are you freaking kidding me?
Yes.
Like, we were all disappointed in that area. I know, like, when you watch it on TV, like, you can see the cheers or whatever, being like, holy crap, we saw a title change. But it was like, are you freaking serious?
I'm surprised we didn't get calls from the neighbors. I was throwing everything in my apartment. I was so livid because Bryan Danielson's the best wrestler in the world at that point. He still is, and it's like, come on, really? Ugh.
In hindsight, it was probably one of the best things that happened to him.
To quote me about the X-Pac, we're kind of going into the weeds here a little bit. So,
well, I mean, we've had a red light on the screen here, and I got the green light, so we're ready to go and get started with these predictions.
Get ready for the green light.
We start off with the kickoff, the 2-hour kickoff. WrestleMania, of course, is a 7-hour show, including the 2-hour kickoff, possibly even longer. It's going to be a show where you need to really have the endurance and stamina if you're going to watch the entire thing from start to finish. Jeff, you and I know we've done it before, sitting for 7 hours watching WrestleMania. But anyways, the kickoff.
But you know what? We weren't told about that. We had to prepare for the unpreparedness. So it's like now we know we're going from 2 to 9 this year. So
yeah, so you have been forewarned. Make sure you get your rest, your sleep, and all that good stuff. But anyways, let's start with the kickoff matches. The first match we have is the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal for the trophy that looks like the female anatomy. We have Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, Bayley, a bunch of other women. I will get 2 predictions from each of you. You guys have your first pick and then your second pick, and I will be keeping track of everybody's predictions. I'll be making a big chart, so on Sunday we can keep track of everybody's predictions. So, Jeff, let's start with you. I'm going to put you on the spot here. Your first and second pick for this match.
Well, let me say for the record, as arguably the biggest advocate of female wrestling on this channel, why they have purposely tried to derail this match from Jump Street. First, they named after Moolah, which was a horribly controversial decision. I mean, let's be honest. Everybody kind of knew but didn't know about Moolah's past. And it's like, oh, crap, now it's all out in the open. Oh, my God. Then they put the trophy out there Monday night, and we're going, oh, God. Oh, why? I'm going to go with Bayley as my second pick.
Okay.
And Mandy Rose is my first pick.
Wow, interesting. Very interesting. So,
I think that Mandy Rose got a real bad deal in both the Chamber match and in the Rumble match by being eliminated first.
So Mandy is your first pick and Bayley is your second pick?
Yep.
All right, Virtue, what do you think? Your first and second pick.
Gosh. Oh, man. I really think it's going to be Bayley and or Sasha, so I will say Sasha Banks is going to win it by eliminating Bayley. They're going to be the last 2. And Becky could be the third distant one there, but I don't care. I mean, nothing against the girls, but, I mean, come on. What do you do when you can't get everybody on the card? You make another Battle Royal.
Is your second pick Bayley?
Sasha's my first pick. Bayley's my second pick.
Right, that's what I was asking. All right, so
what he said.
Sasha and then Bayley. Okay, Greg, your picks.
See, I feel like I don't want to feel like I'm copying Jeff because I'm kind of not. My second pick, and this is going to be surprising, is going to be Sasha Banks. My first pick is somebody who I mentioned on Twitter, I believe it was yesterday, is going to be a future champion in the WWE, and that is the other part of Absolution, Sonya Deville.
Oh, okay. Interesting, guys. Very interesting picks. Well, my second pick is going to be... I'm going to say Sasha will be my second pick to win this, but my first pick is going to be Becky Lynch. I think Becky's going to get her big win here and challenge the winner of Asuka versus Charlotte after WrestleMania. I think Becky could very well be Asuka's next big opponent. I think, well, we'll get to that in a few minutes here. We'll talk about the women's match, but I'm going to go with Becky.
Nobody mentioned? You know what no one mentioned, Aaron?
Yeah.
So it comes down to either Mandy Rose or Sonya. And then Paige slides in the ring and eliminates them, and she wins without having to get physical.
See what I think is going to happen. I'll go ahead and call it. What I think is going to happen. I think Sasha is going to eliminate Bayley, or vice versa, and then it'll be down to Becky and one of the other two, and then one of the women will eliminate the other one. You know, same way Hogan did when Hogan got tossed out by Sid, and then Hogan grabbed Sid's leg. It'll be something like that, and Becky will be in the Ric Flair role. So I'm going to say something like that happens.
Well, I like that. That's good. That's good.
Well,
I like that.
Thank you. All right, so I got our picks for that match. Let's move on here to the finals of the WWE Cruiserweight Title Tournament.
Oh, do the Dre first.
Oh, okay.
I want to do it in the order I think it's going to be in. I think it's going to be Battle Royal, Cruiserweight, Battle Royal. So
okay.
Let's do the Cruiserweight match. Did any of you guys actually watch the tournament? Raise your hand. Jeff, okay. So
I haven't watched it since Enzo left. No interest.
Yeah, same here. And I told people if it's going to be a kickoff match at WrestleMania, then I feel justified in not watching the tournament.
And let's be honest. Vince McMahon was pissed at Enzo too, because he was bringing that show up, and then he had to go out and lie and have all that drama, and they had to let him go. And guess what? Vince knew that show's going downhill. Right. And that's just my opinion. Nothing against the wrestlers.
But
I'm just saying its presentation sucks.
But the problem is, if Vince gave up on it, why give it to Hunter to try to save it? Why not just let it be buried and die?
Because it's got an NXT vibe, and here you go, Hunter. Do your thing with it.
But you know, I completely agree with everybody in the room. I don't know what Greg's going to say yet. I'll let him speak in just a minute, because I know he wants to talk. But I got to say this, because I'm really frustrated about this whole thing. I understand that being on a kickoff match completely negates everything the last 2 months. I understand that, but the problem is we're not allowing ourselves to give them benefit of the doubt. We need to see what they can do, even if it is on the minor part of the big stage. We need to see Mustafa and Cedric really tear it up Sunday and really see what these guys can do, because it's been an amazing tournament. Every match has been on point from start to finish. There hasn't been one bad part of this whole tournament, I don't think. And I think we're going to see a really good match Sunday. I'll go ahead and make my prediction now. I know I was first. I'll be first again. I'm going to say they go with Mustafa, and they're going to maybe tweak him and be a little bit of a heel tactic to win. Interesting
prediction. I think I'm going to go with Mustafa also, since it's a little bit more unpredictable, I think, since Cedric is overall,
right,
I think, has been a bigger star, if you want to call him a star, in 205 Live than Mustafa Ali. So I feel like this would be Mustafa's breakout moment. So I'm going to agree with you, Jeff. I'm going to go with him. Greg, you look like you're ready to talk. Your thoughts on this match and being on the kickoff?
You know, I think this could be in a position where it could be the best match of the night, even though it's on the pre-show, much like New Day and the Usos from this past year's SummerSlam, which happened to be the quote-unquote main event of the kickoff show, but it was the best match of the night. So I think both Battle Royals are going to go on. You have one, then you have a little bit of a talking break with Renee Young and everybody else, and then you have the next Battle Royal, and then you have the Cruiserweight title main event, the kickoff. And here's my rationale, because I think if you put the Cruiserweight title match either first or second, you're not going to have the fans in the building yet. It's got to have that 6-man tag from SummerSlam vibe to it. It's like, well, nobody's here for it, which is, again, a big problem. If you start your shows, you should have the fans at least be in the arena, or at least give the opportunity to be. Well, and that's a rant for probably another time.
Yeah.
That being said, my prediction...
It happens every year, so it should be addressed now, I think. I really should. Because it happens every friggin' year now.
That's very true.
Stupid.
But I'm going to dissent with both of you. I'm going to say Cedric Alexander wins. And you know, I'm hoping it's not like last year's prediction video where we were the same for like 8 straight matches. So I'm hoping we have dissenting opinions this year. Well, and that's my first one, Cedric Alexander.
All right. So, Greg, you're going with Cedric Alexander. And I think last year there wasn't really a problem with the crowd being empty for the kickoff matches. I know Austin Aries and Neville, there was a good amount of the crowd there. I think that was the first match. Correct me if I'm wrong. I do think
I believe you're right, but you know what? There were so few already in the stadium that it was just it pissed Aries off and Neville off. That's one of the reasons Neville left.
Yeah, exactly. They're not here anymore, and we'll see.
Either one of them are there because of stuff like that.
We'll see if Cedric and Alexander. Did I just say
Cedric and Mustafa?
Wow, Cedric and Mustafa. We'll see if they're still here next year. Anyways, Virtue. Your thoughts on this match? You going to go with Greg, or you going to go with us?
Yeah, Cedric Alexander is going to win it. I will probably be in the concessions line when it's going on, maybe not. And here's the thing, right? Jeff Meacham, if Enzo wouldn't have gotten in trouble, granted it would have been an awful match, and he'd still be the champion, and they did the whole Drew Gulak thing, which I think they were going to turn against Enzo, that probably would have been on the main show because of sports entertainment. So that tells you a lot right there. I don't care about the match. I don't care about tournaments. And if you hate Enzo Amore, people, he's still not in jail, is he?
There you go. I'm not looking forward to the match, really. I'm sure it'll be a good match, but I feel like I know some people have been petitioning for the Cruiserweight match to be on the main card, and I can understand it since WWE's trying to reboot the Cruiserweight division, but at the same time, I just don't care about it. I feel like they got to do more before it gets that spot on the main card. Greg?
And this is something I saw actually Rachel tweet earlier. What match would you replace? I mean, there's really nothing you can take from the main card to put on the pre-show that would be an even swap. So realistically, you can do it.
Here's my solution to that problem. Don't call it a kickoff.
That's right.
Just have Mania be Mania. If it's 7 hours, so within 7 hours. But Mania should be Mania, and everybody should have that WrestleMania spot, period.
Well, maybe it's better if not everybody has a WrestleMania spot. I agree on no kickoff, but I don't think everybody on the roster should be on WrestleMania.
Okay, fine. And that's fine. But every championship should be on WrestleMania. There should be 2 pay-per-views where that happens. WrestleMania and whatever you want to call it. Night of Champions, whatever that's called. There should be 2 shows a year that every single title is defended.
And Jeff, remember back the first 6 WrestleManias, like especially 4 and 5, 4 because of a tournament, there were 13, 14 matches on a WrestleMania show. Yeah. So who cares?
WrestleManias were, 4, sometimes 5 hours, but every match, even the tournament, which, was long, every match at that WrestleMania meant something.
Yep, that's why it's called WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Because it's so crazy that you can't believe you sat here 5 hours and everything's been good. That's a problem. They've booked so much stuff that makes your head spin that you sit there for 7 hours. You go, oh my God, can I go back to sleep? If they booked the talent they have now in WrestleMania 4 style, they could do WrestleMania every day. They could.
Yeah. Well, I think if I had to pick a match to swap with the Cruiserweight match, it would be maybe Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax, but I'm not really sure.
No, it wouldn't be that one. For me, it'd probably be the U.S. title.
You're going to put Randy Orton in the kickoff.
Yes.
I've said it
absolutely.
before. Absolutely.
Add Rusev.
Yes.
Now that Rusev's in it, maybe before I think there's a good argument, but now that Rusev's in it, the crowd's going to be so hot for
Mahal, and you got Bobby Roode, who hasn't done anything since coming to the
That's my whole point. We're sitting here having a debate of what should be on the kickoff. The kickoff has this nasty stigma to it. Right. Well, you're not on the kickoff, you're not on the main show. Eliminate the damn kickoff word, and we've got a 7-hour show. Everybody gets
better yet, Jeff, if they're going to call it the kickoff, have people in seating before you even have a match. Do some other shenanigans first while people are filing in.
Which I'm sure they'll do.
Or, God forbid, open the doors at noon.
Yeah.
And let people in so there are people in
there
when
you
start the TV show.
Sell merchandise all day.
Yeah, great points, guys. But I got to say, if you guys think that Orton's match should be on the kickoff more than Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss, I think you guys are a little over the top with that.
You Rusev bias. You got Rusev bias.
The crowd is going to be super hot for that match, and let's not forget Bobby Roode's glorious entrance. Do you really want him doing that glorious entrance on the kickoff? That alone is more entertaining than Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax. I'm sorry.
That's my whole point, Aaron. There should be everybody that says kickoff is a bad spot. That's why they should just eliminate the kickoff. Have Mania be 6 or 7 hours. That way they open the doors like 2 or 3 hours before.
Yeah.
And then everybody's inside and they get a whole Mania vibe the whole time.
Right. Gotcha. Greg?
I was going to say, they could do it like they do the Super Bowl. I know you're not a big football guy, but have all the talking before, don't have any action. Like, if you're going to do a kickoff, just do, like, interviews or whatever and build to it, and then do WrestleMania, have all the matches.
Would anybody even watch that, though?
Well, Aaron, you know what? I'm going to cut you off, Aaron, right now, because Greg's absolutely right. The Super Bowl every year, they start their freaking pregame the night before.
Yeah,
they do. the pregame the night before, and the talking and the talking. Nobody's going to watch the kickoff, and that's how it should be. The pregame should be the pregame, but don't have the pregame have the matches. Have the show start at 2 or 3, whatever it's going to be, and have every single match be a WrestleMania, not a WrestleMania kickoff match.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Man,
they did WrestleMania all day long.
Are we still talking about the kickoff show?
Yeah, we still have one more match to go, and we're still talking about
we should probably. I think we got our points across.
By the time we finish this video, it's going to be WrestleMania. It's going to be time for the Hall of Fame by the time
the viewers are eating this up. They love when we bicker like this. Come on.
They do because they don't see a whole lot of salty Jeff Meacham for real. I'm legitimately salty about it. This legitimately pisses me off, and it has for years.
Well, the worst was a couple years ago when there was an empty crowd there when you had Ryback and Kalisto, and there was like 100 people in the building. The one cool thing about it was that there was a guy wearing a NoDQ.com T-shirt, and it was very visible because everyone else was not there yet.
But Aaron, I was trying to bring it up, and I got cut off and pissed off. They did all day long in 2000 when we went to Anaheim for WrestleMania.
Right.
Think about how successful that was. People were watching the pay-per-view all day and getting hyped up. If they had an all day long on the network and just talked about every match and then started the show off with a hot, one of the Battle Royals or the Cruiserweight match, they'd be into it more.
I'm sure they would. But anyways, let's move on here. Let's talk about the Dre, of course, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, to say it the long way. Once again, I will get 2 picks from each of you guys. Virtue, let's start off with you, and then I'll go second, and then we'll have Greg and then Jeff go last this time. So, Virtue, you start off.
I don't even know where to begin on this one. Give me some big names in it, not Kurt Hawkins.
Well, Baron Corbin won the 8-man tag team match for his team. I don't think it's going to be him. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah.
I'll go first. So I think one of 2 things are going to happen. I guess Jeff's looking it up right now. I think Big Cass and Samoa Joe are going to be on this show as surprises. One of them will be in the Andre Battle Royal and win it. The other one, I think, is going to be Braun Strowman's partner. Now, I think it's going to be Samoa Joe in the Battle Royal because I don't think Joe is going to be Strowman's partner since the plan right now is for Joe to feud with Roman Reigns after WrestleMania. He's booked for a bunch of house shows against Reigns. So I don't think Joe's going to be tied into a storyline with Braun Strowman right now. I'm thinking Joe is going to show up and destroy everybody, dominate the Battle Royal, and win the whole thing. So Joe is going to be my first pick, and my second pick will be Big Cass if WWE decides to flip it around. I say Big Cass is my second pick. Matt Hardy is also in it. He could be the winner. Maybe Jeff Hardy is a surprise. Jeff Hardy could win it. Bray Wyatt might be in it. He could be one of the winners. So Virtue, you want to go ahead now?
Well, yeah, when you were saying Cass and Joe, obviously those are good picks. But I'm going to say it's going to come down to Matt. It would be interesting if Jeff's back and it's down to Jeff. I say we see the reemergence of Bray Wyatt, and I think Bray's going to win it. Will it do anything for him? No. But I could see him throw Matt over and then start laughing again, like, hey, I'm back. And whether he's going to be the same Bray or not, I don't know. But to me, I don't care about this one. It's to get everybody else on the show. That's what I'm going to go with. So if it's a bad pick, I'm sorry. If Matt doesn't win it, it's going to go Bray number 1, Matt's number 2. Those are my 2 picks.
All right. Greg Cherry.
After last year, after who won, I have no freaking clue what direction they're going to go because none of us in our right minds would have picked Mojo Rawley.
Yes, you're right.
So that being said, I'm going to go completely off the radar with somebody who doesn't make any sense. So number 1 is going to be Zack Ryder because why not? And number 2, I don't even know who's in it. Basically everybody else who isn't booked. I'm going to go with Andrade Cien Almas to come up from NXT and win it. So there you go.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Meacham.
At least we got different picks.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say like Dolph Ziggler. Dolph, I still have the record scratcher during my entrance, Ziggler.
To be honest, I forgot he was in it. I was just throwing out names.
Wake up.
It's bad. It's bad when half the roster is booked so bad. It's like, who's even in it?
Is Dolph actually still an employee of the company? Like, I missed that at some point.
Yeah, he got signed to a big
got a fat contract.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I really don't even care because this whole thing, Hogan started this 4 years ago, and then he got fired. So, who cares about this battle? Who cares about this match now? Because Hogan's baby child didn't even. It's stupid. Big Cass to win or Zack Ryder?
So Big Cass is your first pick, Ryder.
I'm sorry. No. Sorry. Samoa Joe, then Zack Ryder.
All right. I like how you guys are picking Zack Ryder just because of what happened
Why
in
not?
2016
Why
when
not?
he forced me to shave my head, that SOB. All right. Finally now, 25 minutes into this video, we are now on the main WrestleMania card. So let's go ahead and...
Any dislikes, send to jdmeach1 at yahoo.com.
Let's break it down. First up, we have the handicap match for the Raw Tag Team titles. Well, who knows if it's even going to be a handicap match? Who knows if Braun Strowman is even going to have a partner? Maybe they'll do some special CGI and it in fact will be Braun Strowman and Brains Strowman against Cesaro and Sheamus. I don't even know. But like I said, I think it's going to be either Joe or Big Cass as Strowman's partner. I'm going to say it's Big Cass. Maybe Bray Wyatt's, but I think we're going to have new tag team champions. We're going to have a new odd couple as the tag team champions, Braun Strowman and somebody beating Sheamus and Cesaro. Greg, let's get your thoughts on this match. Who do you think is going to be the partner, and do you think we're going to see new tag team champions?
I'll answer the second part first. I think we are going to see new tag team champions. I mean, this has been built up in a way where Braun really can't lose if he's going to save face in any sort of imagination. So Strowman and whoever his partner is going to win. I seriously think they're going to throw some ridiculous curveball at us that we're all saying, oh, it's Joe, oh, it's Big Cass. I think it's going to be somebody completely out of left field.
James Ellsworth?
And I think, and I'm probably wrong about this, so don't take this to the bank, I'm going to say it's Bobby Lashley.
All right, I like it.
Me.
All right, Virtue?
All right, so as much as I would like the Bar to retain, Greg, you're right. Strowman has to win this match, right? I mean, he just has to. I'm going to go complete Vince McMahon odd couple here because it really won't matter who his partner is, and it'll make Strowman look like he still did it on his own. We're going to see Hornswoggle.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
You guys are having some interesting...
Because, Aaron, it doesn't matter. I mean, could it be somebody big that could set a feud later on down the road when they break up like a Joe or Cass? Yes. But I hate this mystery stuff. Until I see it, I'm just going to reach and say it's Strowman's match to win. Who cares who his partner is? That's really what I'm saying.
Could be me for all we know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just that's why I said Hornswoggle, because to me right now, I don't care who it is. He just needs to go over.
All right, Jeff, it's on you now.
All right, due to contractual obligations, I can't say who's going to be Strowman's partner, but let me just say that Strowman will definitely win the tag titles with whoever shows up. I can't say who because I'm not supposed to. But Strowman's going to win the tag titles, whoever his partner is. But I will, for the sake of Aaron's little cool pie chart thing, I say it's going to be Big Cass, like Aaron said.
All right, so he says it's going to be Cass. All right.
It won't be, but I'll just say it just to get a name on the freaking board.
Well, I think we basically can admit now RVD is making a return. Interesting. I had to. I'm just kidding. I had to, Jeff. That's your boy.
I was going to say,
I didn't say one or the other. Right?
I know.
Great. So should I change my prediction now, Jeff?
No.
All right.
WWF is keeping us guessing.
All right.
Yep, exactly. It's all guesses.
All right. Let's move on here to the SmackDown Tag Team Titles match, which is the Usos versus the Bludgeon Brothers, complete with their rubber mallets, and the New Day. New Day actually has a match this year. The Usos have been red hot, but I could see the Bludgeon Brothers possibly winning the titles, but I'm kind of torn on this one. I'm not really sure. Greg, let's go with you first on this one. Let's put you in the hot seat. Your thoughts on this match? Who do you think's leaving New Orleans with the tag team titles from SmackDown?
I could actually see this as a potential match of the night too, even with the Bludgeon Brothers included. I believe I said it on a show either last week or the week before. It's like, oh, the Bludgeon Brothers, you include them, you're going to ruin, it's not going to bring the tag team title match down. It's no. Watch Money in the Bank 2014, the Usos versus Harper and Rowan, 2 out of 3 falls. Fantastic freaking match. Yep. So I'm saying that this is going to be a potential match of the night candidate, the triple threat here. I'm going to say Harper and Rowan win the tag team titles because, let's face it, they kind of need it, even though Harper was tag team champions for 2 weeks with Orton and Wyatt. It really didn't count for him. So I'm going to say that the Bludgeon Brothers become the new tag team champion.
All right. Virtue.
All right, so triple threat. And how do you protect the Bludgeon Brothers without giving them the titles yet? You give the Usos their WrestleMania moment, have them successfully defend. They pin New Day. That's what's going to happen. And to be honest with you, Usos damn well deserve that spot and that win. I hope it happens.
You know what? I like that a lot. Virtue. I like the Usos winning by beating the New Day, and then Bludgeon Brothers can get their single match against the Usos with no other teams. I like that a lot. I'm going to steal your prediction. I'm also going to go with the Usos. Uh-oh. I was torn. That's why I wanted you guys to go first. All right, Jeff, go ahead. You're gonna steal.
I'm going to hitch my wagon to that one and go right along with it.
Greg, do you want to change your prediction?
No, Greg's going to probably be right.
No, because it'll be last year's predictions again. I want to be different.
Greg's going to fall on the sword if he has to, damn it.
Well, we're already different on this show. By the way, for the Battle Royal, if you get your second pick that wins, you get a half point. For the match for the Raw Tag Team titles, if you guess correctly the mystery partner, you get a half a point. Just throwing that out there when I add up the points for the predictions. So let's move on here to the SmackDown Women's Title match, which is Charlotte Flair versus Asuka. So the two of them had a stare down on SmackDown Live. Asuka said that Charlotte's not going to be ready for her, and Charlotte said she is ready, but Asuka's not going to be ready for her. And then on the Mixed Match Challenge finale, we had Charlotte Flair and Asuka actually lock up and exchange some moves with each other prior to the WrestleMania match. So they did, in fact, touch. In the end, it was Miz pinning Bobby Roode to secure the victory for Miz and Asuka in the Mixed Match Challenge. So this is a really interesting match. Asuka's streak is on the line, of course, against Charlotte Flair, and I think we're going to have a title change here. I don't think Asuka's streak is ending just yet. I still think there's more mileage with it. You could potentially do Asuka versus Ronda Rousey down the line, Asuka versus Becky Lynch, like I said. So I think Asuka's going to win. There's still matches you can do with Asuka undefeated, and you can always do a rematch with them too. So Asuka's got to win this one. Jeff, your thoughts on this match, and what do you think about them locking up on Mixed Match Challenge prior to WrestleMania? Do you think that was a good idea or not?
Let me go last.
You want to go last? Okay.
I'll start it off here.
All right.
So I didn't watch Mixed Match Challenge, so in my opinion, if a tree falls in the forest, nobody's around to hear it. So whatever. To me, I expect this to be my favorite match of the show. I've been supporting Asuka since NXT. Heck, since I've watched her on YouTube as Kana. Charlotte, this is the first time she gets, and nothing against the girls that she's faced in any of her matches dating back to NXT. Her and Charlotte on the big stage. And I think of Ric Flair, Charlotte, Asuka bringing the heritage over from Japan. To me, Asuka's got to win and stay undefeated. They can continue the feud. That's what could set Charlotte off to go heel, in the days after WrestleMania, being so mad that she lost. But I hope they give it 20. I mean, we all talk about this match has to go this long. I'm sounding like Wade Keller or Dave Meltzer. This match needs to go 20-plus minutes. These girls deserve it, and I'm going Asuka.
All right. Greg.
You don't want to sound like Keller or Meltzer anyway.
I know.
I think this match is going to be a fantastic match. I mean, this is definitely one of the matches to watch for. I'm really upset that Sasha and Bayley on the Raw side couldn't have a one-on-one match. I voiced my opinion on that on Twitter. Follow me at PA Sensation. But I'm saying that I know I said on a No DQ review video lately what the finish could be, and what I think would be such a cheap way to do it is Asuka winning and then Carmella cashing in. I'm going to reel that back. Carmella's not cashing in on Asuka. So I'm saying Asuka wins, and that's the end of that.
All right, JM.
I'm not sure why we're doing this now and not after the Alexa Nia match, but that's okay. I'm looking forward to this match more than any other match. Honest to God, I am, because like I said, I'm the biggest fan of women's wrestling on this channel. There's no going around that. I'm gonna claim that and run with it. This is the best women's wrestler on the roster the last 3 years against somebody who's never lost, and she also could be the best women's wrestler on the roster. If it's a struggle, there's no question about that. I am going to say that my girl, the Queen, is going to lose the championship. Asuka's going to become the new SmackDown Women's Champion until Carmella cashes in and shocks the world.
And ends Asuka's
streak. Ends the streak and just pisses everybody off. Because here's my reasoning for that. Everybody for a year and a half said there's no way they can crap book Goldberg losing the streak. And WWE has picked on them for years about that. WWE is booking their shows the exact same crappy way. Why not give us a complete Russo swerve and have Carmella?
Now, Jeff, I don't know if I'm sitting close enough, but if that happens, I'm going to try to make I want the camera to catch my face. You know how they always get to shock people? I'll do my best. Aaron?
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
So you're telling me, Jeff, that you have so little confidence in the WWE writing team that you think that they're going to ruin Asuka's winning streak by having Carmella pin her for the title, and that way Asuka's no longer undefeated to potentially face Ronda Rousey down the line. You think they're really going to sacrifice Asuka's streak for Carmella?
Yep.
Wow. Jeff Meacham not having much faith in WWE's writing team. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Aaron, did we not start a show 15 years ago because of the very same reason? I didn't have faith in the men. I don't now. I don't.
Right.
And this is coming after Greg retracted his. Like, this is great stuff right here. You're hearing it right now on the No DQ panel review.
All right.
I have reasons.
All right, well, now let's talk about the Raw Women's Title match, Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax, which I think has been pretty lackluster with the build-up. I mean, I kind of like the idea of Nia doing the whole body-shaming thing and standing up for herself. I think that's kind of cool. The execution of it, though, I think has been so-so. The problem is that Nia never really earned the title shot. She's getting the title shot, it seems like, just by default, because there's nobody else for Alexa Bliss to face. I mean, Nia should have been booked a lot stronger leading up to WrestleMania, in my opinion. This is the match where I think Carmella's going to cash in, by the way. I think Carmella's going to cash in. Yeah, sorry, guys. I think
No, because I had a whole... That's okay. I
Jeff,
had a whole thing.
Jeff, you want to go ahead and do your thing?
Too, damn it.
No, what I was going to say, I swear to God I was going to say this. What I was going to say was, honestly, I was saying all the thing about Asuka just to see your guys' reaction. Of course Asuka's going to win the championship and walk out of WrestleMania. Carmella's cashing in here.
Oh, so that was a swerve.
Total swerve. Come on,
Russo
now.
swerve by Jeff Meacham. All right, so who do you think's going to win? Do you think Carmella's going to come in after the match, or do you think she's going to come in Seth Rollins style?
I think they'll have Nia win, give her the freaking wonderful moment. She got the body shaming thing redeemed and whatnot, and then Carmella comes in and starts the exact same feud and pins her.
That's exactly what I think is going to happen. So I'm going with that. Greg Cherry?
Greg Cherry disagrees.
I'm going to dissent with this, kind of.
Okay.
I think Carmella will cash in, but I think it's going to be on Alexa.
Ooh.
Here's the reasoning. I think Nia is going to be so upset with Alexa, she's going to beat the crap out of her, get herself disqualified by beating up on her too much, and then Alexa's just unconscious laying there. Mickey James can't help her. And then Carmella's like, here's my opportunity. I'm going to cash in because I don't think I can beat Asuka or Charlotte, whoever wins that match.
Right.
Carmella is going to jump to Raw, win the Raw Women's title.
I like it, Greg. I think it's a nice prediction. Virtue.
All right, Nia Jax is going to win the title over Alexa. Perfect bullying storyline. It's going to end with her beating the bully. I don't think we're going to get a cash in. The entrance is too long. So the entrance aisleway is too long. I think we'll get a cash in. I mean, technically, what does she have until 1 year?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
okay.
He's only got a couple months left.
And would it be great to see? Would I kind of be like, oh, wow, it happened? Yeah. I don't mind being wrong. I don't think it's going to happen.
So, Alexa and Nia Jax, they're going to have this match, and you don't think Carmella's going to attempt to cash in. Do you think she's going to cash in
Could
at
there
all?
be an attempt? Yeah, but I just think WrestleMania, it's such a long entrance. Now, granted, it happened with Seth Rollins.
Yeah,
so.
well, she has to. I mean, her character's a complete idiot if she doesn't at least try at WrestleMania. Maybe she'll try and fail. That's possible. Or no,
I don't see her walking out with the title.
Well, what I mean is like she'll come out and attempt to cash in, but they'll fight her back before the match even starts or whatever. Jeff?
They wouldn't. It's going to sound silly considering that Baron Corbin had the exact same thing as did Damian Sandow. They can't have the first women's Money in the Bank winner cash in and not win.
Yeah, I agree on that.
It'll be a complete fart.
So maybe she just comes out and, the deal where the referees are stalling for time and then one of them fights back, like Alexa fights back and Carmella takes off.
No, I'm saying Carmella wins the title at Mania.
All right, so you think she's going to win?
But if she did, which I don't think she will, it will be on the Raw side, I believe.
Definitely.
All right, so David, you're just going with Nia to win. Greg, you think Nia is going to win the title? Do you think?
No. Nia's going to get herself disqualified. Alexa retains the title. Then Carmella cashes in.
Right. Oh, like she gets
because
upset
Alexa's
and
so
beats
beat
her
up
down.
And beat down.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, just making sure I got everything clear here in the notes. All right. Let's move on here to the United States.
This can be the weirdest graphic chart ever by the time you get this posted.
Yeah, it's going to take some work, but I'll get it done. United States Championship match, Fatal 4-Way. We have the champion, Randy Orton, the recent Grand Slam winner, against Bob Roode, Jinder Mahal, and Rusev Day. Virtue, you do it too.
And then I get to pick first then.
Yes.
All right. At WrestleMania, April 8th, New Orleans, Louisiana, it's going to be Rusev Day. And I'm going to tell you why. This guy deserves a spot. He came out on a tank at WrestleMania 31, got buried by Cena. He's electric with the crowd chanting Rusev Day. Has T-shirts #1 on WWE Shop. Give this guy something. And last year, Orton got to beat Wyatt and cool Wyatt down. So why doesn't Orton lose the U.S. title right away? Right? That's what I believe. And again, Roode didn't prove anything to me. And come on, Jinder. This match is Rusev's moment. If he doesn't win, if any of the other three guys is the U.S. champ after this match, I will be pissed, and everyone around me in the Superdome will know it.
All right, Jeff?
Superdome, not Silverdome, Hulk.
I had to think about that for a second there.
That's right. Yeah, this can go a number of ways, but Virtue's right. If anybody but Rusev comes out as the U.S. champion, Virtue's section is going to be pissed off. The entire Superdome is going to be pretty pissed off. People watching at home are going to be like, we don't care. It's a stupid match anyway, but they want Rusev to win, so it's got to be Rusev.
All right, Greg?
3 words. It's Rusev Day.
Hey. Nice. So
I can't hold it that long.
That's what she said.
Because, Greg, before you continue, because on SmackDown, Aiden English needs to hype that up as the new, with Rusev having the title. Like, that would just be some great TV work going forward.
I think so too, but I really think Rusev is going to. I think this match is going to open the show, open the main card.
I agree.
As much as I wanted Reigns and Lesnar to open the card, because we all know what's going to happen, just get it out of the way. It's going to be the United States title that opens the show.
Let me say for the record, that was not a shot at anybody in that house, because I love your family. So let me just clear that up right now. It was just right there. It was right there. Come on.
Sure, Jeff.
Yeah, Rusev has to win this match, and it's got to be the opener. That way it gets the crowd hot right away for the main card, because Rusev wins. Oh, my God, Rusev wins, yay! And then the show flows from there.
Sounds like a plan, but you know what, Jeff? This is the part of the No DQ video where I am going to not have any faith in the WWE creative team. I want Rusev to win, but my official prediction is Randy Orton retains the U.S. title.
At least you didn't say Jinder.
No, if Jinder... I'm never picking Jinder.
These videos, he would not say Jinder.
Yeah, never, never, never. But I think Randy Orton's going to retain the title. He just won it. And just like he cooled off Bray Wyatt last year, he's going to cool off Rusev Day and retain the title. Probably he'll pin Mahal. It'll be Jinder Mahal taking the fall, and Randy Orton will retain the title. So I'm going with RKO. Sorry, guys, to be the one person that's not unanimous, but I got to go with Randy Orton to retain the title here. I just think WWE's going to go the safe route.
Well, GBL said for years you can't bet against John Cena. Very hard to get a bet against Randy Orton.
That is true. That is very
big.
That's for you not picking Rusev with the rest of us.
Rage. And the funny thing is, too, I was like the big Rusev Day supporter, too, for the longest time. But Virtue,
Virtue wasn't.
Virtue, you got me off the bandwagon.
I know a moment that's due when I see it, and this is it.
I agree. I think Rusev should win, but I don't think he's going to.
So I'm being positive. I see what you're doing. You're being cynical.
I like Virtue's approach because think about it. He came in on that tank, the big Russian national anthem, the big entrance, and he got buried for the same title. By the way, let's not forget that.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Well, I know Aiden English is going to have a really awesome intro for Rusev. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. At least Aiden English will get his WrestleMania moment, which makes me happy.
I think English should do the introduction, get a big moment for himself. Rusev wins, and then in the celebration, English is singing, and then comes Jeff Jarrett into the shot to interrupt and sing his thing, and then Roode comes in. Oh wait, I'm actually singing. It becomes this big moment backstage. It'd be funnier than heck.
Yep. Oh, there you go.
What I'm glad about at my first Mania, it's not outdoor where all the noise goes away. It's in a dome, so it probably will sound better than it versus being outside.
Yeah, right. So speaking of people singing, I guess we could talk about Elias doing his concert performance at WrestleMania and who might show up. We'll do a half point for this if you correctly predict who you think is going to show up, but you can only have one pick. Now, there's two names that are rumored. One name is, of course, the man going into the Hall of Fame, Double J, Jeff Jarrett, and also the great one, The Rock, has been rumored to appear at WrestleMania and possibly interrupt Elias. So I'll go one at a time here. Greg, let's start with you. Who do you think, if anybody, you could say nobody if you don't think anybody, but I sense somebody's going to interfere. So Elias, what do you think is going to happen?
It's WrestleMania. It's not going to be a straightaway segment for Elias. I think it's going to be The Rock. I think it's going to be a duel between Elias and a Rock concert. I'm kind of hoping. So I think we'll get some comedy with The Rock, and Elias is going to take some shots, get rock bottom, people's elbow, but it'll still be fine for him. He'll be good to go.
All right.
So I'm going to say The Rock.
All right, Jeff.
I'm going to pull the Aaron Riff cynical card here for a moment. I personally think that WrestleMania is too reliant on The Rock to show up out of nowhere. I think it's just like, really, do we have to have him every year? We love The Rock, don't get me wrong, but he's not a necessity. If Rock's going to be there, he should be in the match with Ronda. That's he was planning 3 years ago. I don't care about money, movie insurance, whatever. That's the way it should be. Yeah. Having said that, I think they should have Jeff Jarrett interrupt Elias and sing off with Elias, and then Bryan Roode come out and go, excuse me.
All right.
That's how I would do it.
Virtue.
Elias is going to do his thing, right? Get a lot of heat, and it's going to be The Rock. I mean, I just, again, when I was at Raw in Cleveland, I like cryptics, and this could mean absolutely nothing, but Elias had the word electric referring to WrestleMania. So I'm going to go with Rock.
Ooh, nice one. See,
he did say the word electric in that promo.
I would like to see it be The Rock. I would like to see it be The Rock, but I have to go with Jeff here and take the cynical approach. I'm going to say Jeff Jarrett, and people are going to be a bit let down by it. I don't think people should get their hopes up, but I certainly think there is a decent chance Rock shows up. I'm just going to play the safe bet here on Jeff Jarrett showing up and not The Rock. But if Rock shows
Aaron,
up, that would be cool.
That's a good consolation prize if it is Jarrett. I would not have a problem with that.
Some people might be expecting The Rock and be disappointed when it's Jarrett. Jeff?
Why are we disappointed to have a returning Hall of Famer come back from exile? I'm just pointing out that what Aaron said about being disappointed. Why should we be disappointed in Jeff Jarrett returning home after being exiled and having to do his own thing for so many years? He's come home. The Urban Cowboys come home, and he gets to perform at WrestleMania and be in the Hall of Fame. I think that's a great moment. Why be disappointed in that? Because we have to see the great one? No, we don't. Who cares? We don't need The Rock. We don't need him. We don't.
Right. But was The Rock at last year's WrestleMania?
No.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I mean, it could very well be The Rock. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I think it's going to be one of those two that shows up, and it's half a point for that one. So Jeff and I went with Jarrett. You guys, Greg and Virtue, are going with The Rock. All right, next up we have the Intercontinental Title match. We have The Miz versus Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. On this past Monday's Raw, we saw Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. Rollins picked up the win here. So here's what I think is going to happen, and I'll see if you guys agree with me or not. I think Balor's going to win because I think unless WWE has decided to totally drop it, I think Balor's going to show up as the Demon at WrestleMania. If he doesn't show up as the Demon, I think WWE's dropping it completely. Because if he's ever going to show up as the Demon, WrestleMania is the place to do it, and he's never done the Demon at WrestleMania. So this would be Finn Balor having his big Demon moment at WrestleMania. He took the pin on Raw, which makes me think he's winning the title. And if he's going to be the Demon, I definitely think he's winning the title. So anybody have a different opinion on that? Jeff, any different opinion on it?
Well, does anybody else have a different? Because I do. Anybody else going to differ from me?
All right.
Or from Aaron?
Aaron took the words out of my mouth, so
Virtue?
I don't have to go.
It's not going to be Rollins or Balor. It's going to be The Miz retaining because he has been booked with no heat this whole feud other than what he says on the mic. He's going to sneak one out. He's going to cheat. I don't know how it's going to happen, but it's triple threat, right? He can cheat and get away with it. So
do you think Balor's going to be the Demon?
No. I don't.
No, I think next time we see the Demon, it's got to be a more emotional feud that sets him off. I don't think this has done that.
It's WrestleMania.
Doesn't matter.
But when was the last time we saw the Demon? Are they just going to bring it just because it's WrestleMania? They clearly have an idea. I'll be shocked if I see that. If I see him come out as a Demon, I'll be standing there like, huh?
There has been zero reference to the Demon for months and months and months. Why? We'll get to something else they're going to spring on us, something that's really pissing me off anyway. But that would bug me if they sprung him on it. And then he should not win. Miz has the momentum right now because he's got no heat. He needs to get this one over, or he's completely dead in the water at this point.
Well, we'll see.
See, here's to quote Jeff Meekum. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
For NXT takeovers, he was always the Demon, and there was no build to him being the Demon. So I'm thinking because it is WrestleMania, that if we do not get a Demon Balor entrance, we might not again.
Right. That's what I'm thinking.
He has to be the Demon, and he has to win. That is my opinion.
Yeah.
And I think he gets it by pinning Rollins. I don't think
if the Undertaker shows up, we're not getting the Demon. There's no way Vince McMahon's going to let the Demon show up on the same card as the Undertaker. That's my opinion.
Well,
so I guess to me, I
know,
but it's contingent to the Undertaker being there because they're not going to want to outdo the Undertaker's dark entrance. That's just my opinion.
He's not going to be the Dead Man if he shows up. He's not going to be Dead Man Undertaker. That's my point.
Right.
Oh, we know that for sure.
We don't know it for sure.
The only thing for sure about Taker is nothing's for sure.
Sean O'Hare.
No, Sting, actually.
Sting, 96.
Sting 96, yeah, not Sean O'Hare.
Yeah, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know.
That's the one I was thinking of. Good job.
Yeah, that's why Greg is the trivia champion and you're not, Virtue.
Actually, I said it first. That's okay.
Well, let's see.
Hey, Jeff, that's all I do. I still
Greg's
think
the trivia champion. Kudos to him. Jeff has been the champion. Kudos to you. But I was on the very first episode that still has all those views and all those thumbs up. So you guys are welcome for me looking like a fool at your expense.
Yeah. Jeff, after all, I always rip off people, right? So I got to rip off your line.
You do.
All right.
Yes, yeah. It's clearly you're not an original thinker in any way, shape, or form here. Never have been.
Not at all. I've made a career out of ripping off people. But anyways, let's move on here and let's talk about Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. This is Daniel Bryan's big comeback. Now, for me personally, Jeff, I know you mentioned the women's match. For me, this is the match I'm most excited for, to see Daniel Bryan finally back in a WWE ring. I feel like this Shane McMahon feud with Owens and Zayn has had the most build-up of any match on this card. This has been going back to, I think, July, before SummerSlam with Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon. This has been a lengthy feud with these guys, and what a way to end this feud and wrap things up here with it. I'm guessing Owens and Zayn will probably go to Raw, and they'll be switching a bunch of guys around for the Superstar Shakeup, and this will be the end of the feud once and for all. Now, the big question is, will Bryan lose his first match back? That has been something people have debated and discussed. Who wants to take this one first? Anybody? Virtue?
All right, so as much as we don't want to see Daniel Bryan lose, it is a tag team match. Who fired Zayn and Owens?
Bryan.
Daniel Bryan.
I'm going with I think Zayn and Owens are going to win at the expense of Shane turning heel, just like I've talked about. Shane will not want to lose, though. Even though, this is WWE for, even though Shane was against them all that time, here's the big Russo swerve. I think now that Daniel Bryan's back, Shane's going to turn, and that's what's going to happen. Zayn and Owens are going to win, and we can finally get our Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan feud, which is what I hope, because I want to see Daniel Bryan beat him at SummerSlam, beat him McMahon. And I'm just going with that because that's what I want. I could be way off.
All right. Well, I like your idea, Virtue. I think it makes sense, even though it doesn't make sense, because you can do Shane McMahon versus Daniel Bryan, and Bryan turning heel to me is a bad idea, and I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think the writing team is that bad that they're going to do that.
And I would never say that. That's why I went with the Shane swerve instead.
They are that bad, but they won't do it at least.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm going to go with the safe prediction and say that Bryan and Shane win. Bryan wins his first match back. Jeff, your thoughts on the match? Who are you going with?
Virtue basically went into my brain and took my pick right out of my head. And Virtue, I appreciate it because you verbalized it better than I could. It was good. I think Shane turns at Mania, and then the build begins, and we go all the way to SummerSlam, where Shane, the evil, tyrannical McMahon, throwing everybody he can at Daniel Bryan, just like Vince McMahon did until SummerSlam 2013. And unlike 2013 SummerSlam, Bryan will get the victory in the end because he will finally topple the evil McMahon dictator.
All right, good prediction there, Jeff. Greg.
See, I'm going to go with Zayn and Owens to win as well.
Wow.
But,
Aaron.
But I have to be that guy.
He'll be right, watch.
Say that Bryan is going to turn on Shane.
Woo! We got everything in this prediction.
Wow.
Nice. I have to be that guy.
Oh, and you know Jeff, what? No.
Jeff's going to get counted out.
Keep talking. He'll come back.
He'll come back at some point.
There he is.
So I have to go with Bryan turning because, in my eyes, it makes more sense for Bryan to turn because he did save Owens and Zayn's job back at, what was it, TLC? It wasn't TLC, whatever the December pay-per-view was. I don't know anymore.
Clash of Champions, I believe.
I see where you're going with this, Greg.
Yeah, because TLC was a Raw show because of the Shield reuniting, even though they didn't reunite.
Yeah. So I'm going with Bryan to turn. I think he'll set up for the yes knee, and like Shane will get ready to hit, and then Daniel Bryan will knee Shane in the face and turn heel and probably piss everybody off because it's like, oh, Daniel Bryan returns, and he's the bad guy now.
And think about where this is happening and what he did at WrestleMania 30. That would be this WrestleMania's Undertaker losing moment, where more than anything else we talked about earlier. So, dude, Greg,
Virtue. Do me a favor. When you feel the climax of that match happen, turn your video camera on and let's hear the reaction when it happens. Because, oh my God, they are just go right out of that place.
All right, so do you guys want to do a half point for the heel turn? Yes or no?
Yeah, we can do that if you want.
Do what you need to do.
All right, let's do it. We'll do a half point. If there's no heel turn, though, I get the point because I'm not predicting a heel turn.
Okay, well, I'm predicting Shane as his Virtue, so there you go.
Okay, and then Greg is going with Bryan turning heel. And if there's no heel turn, I get the half point. So we're all in agreement on that? We're gonna do this?
If there's a babyface turn between Owens and Zayn, we'll all be confused.
I'm really starting to appreciate the main journalist person's star system because, good grief, this is complicated.
Yeah, it is. And we still got four matches to go. We still have four matches to go here. Let's
my
go
God.
Woo! What a no DQ
maybe this. Four. A no DQ preview, Virtue.
Preview, review, it's all the same. Just one
channel, preview, review, no DQ channel, talk wrestling, even whatever, doesn't matter.
It'll be time for this to start by the time we're done.
We could even do some trivia at the end of this, maybe some wrestling.
Coast to coast, Greg.
It's already this in 2 parts or one whole video? Because remember, you told everyone you're getting 2 videos this week, but really we're just doing this massive video.
Well, no. What we need to do is we need to get Virtue in New Orleans. That way we have one person in each corner of the country. That we do a big old coast to coast.
Well, I'll have access to be on whatever. I have Skype on my phone, so.
Beautiful. There you go. See?
Very nice. All right.
Next.
All right, so we have a match that may or may not happen, so I guess we will talk about it, and we could even... I don't know how we would do the points for this one. So
I would say I'm gonna totally override you and be executive Jeff here and say no points. Let's just say what's gonna happen if it happens, and just not even count this.
Well,
honestly.
John Cena is going to be at WrestleMania as a fan. Now the question is, will the Undertaker show up? Will they have a match? There was all this hype and build up to set up a match, all this TV time dedicated to setting up a match. So I would think there's going to be a match. But there might not be a match. I'm confused now. If WWE's goal was to confuse the hell out of people, I think they did an excellent job. People have no idea what to make of this. Will The Undertaker show up as the dead man? Will he show up as the Western Mortician from 1991? Will he show up as the American Badass? Will Kid Rock do his entrance? Who will win? John Cena has been losing pay-per-view after pay-per-view. Undertaker lost his last match. I am so confused about this one. I don't know what to say, what to predict. I have no idea. I don't even know if I care that much, which is sad at this point. I should be caring a lot about this, but I don't really that much. Who wants to give a prediction for this? Jeff, and then Greg, and then Virgil.
Not so much prediction. I'm just going to kind of continue what you were saying about the apathetic nature of this. People that are in the know, like we are, kind of knew that this was supposed to happen 4 years ago in New Orleans. It was supposed to be John Cena was supposed to be the one that ended the streak. It was kind of out there. We all kind of knew, but we didn't really know. You know what I'm saying? And John Cena himself said, "I don't want that. I don't need that on my resume. I don't want to be that guy." Much like Shawn Michaels and Strowman didn't want to be the guy that ended Ric Flair's career, Cena legitimately did not want to be the guy to have that on his record, because then, you know, it almost like he would have to be the bad guy because of what he did. Lesnar could carry that on his shoulder. He was already a badass, and he was ready to jerk anyway. He could go and say, okay, I can be the street guy and carry that and be the ultimate jerk, with Paul being the ultimate jerk. Therefore, I couldn't care any less about this happening Sunday. And that's going to give me heat in the next room of this house, because the man in the next room loves The Undertaker like nobody else. And he's probably listening to what I'm saying right now, and I don't give a crap about The Undertaker showing up, but I don't care. Because we got the send-off last year. WrestleMania ended with The Undertaker's farewell. There is no reason this should have even been brought up in the first place. So I'm going to predict he shows up, and I'm going to predict it's going to go completely blow up in everybody's face when it does.
Who's going to win if they do have a match?
They're not going to have a match. It's going to be some stupid Undertaker DDP face-off thing.
Wow. We're all at a loss for words here. I mean,
well, I'm waiting my turn, that's all.
Greg, do you want to
go? I'll let Virtue go next, because I have opinions.
I wrote a column about this. Of course, you know, I'm sorry, folks, it's not on No DQ, but I've talked about this. This match needs to happen. I don't care about Roman Reigns ending The Undertaker's dead man career, or whatever that meant last year. I don't care about Brock Lesnar ending the streak at 30. This is John Cena and The Undertaker. I've never liked John Cena, and I've always thought the streak was overrated, except the Michaels matches. And I'm going to be there, and damn it, I want to see John Cena versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania. I don't need build. It just needs to happen. So I'm not mad like Jeff that it wasn't built properly and that Cena looks like he's just a fan going to WrestleMania. If I'm standing there and something happens, I don't care if it's the American Badass, if it's the Dead Man, Kid Rock plays him out, the gong, whatever happens, they need to have that moment, and the fans start, as they see him finally looking at each other in the ring, then the bell rings and they actually have a match. If they don't, not only will I have wrote a column for no reason, I will be pissed at WWE for using The Undertaker's legacy to tease people, because that would be garbage.
Right.
This needs to happen. And yeah, maybe they should have did a lightning bolt or something on Raw just so we knew it was official. So that's what I'm mad about, because I could be going there and this match wouldn't happen, but I'll tell you what, it better.
All right, so
and if it does, and Undertaker will tombstone John or Last Ride. 1, 2, 3.
All right, so David, you're going with Undertaker to win if there is a match. Which version do you think he will come out as? This is for half a point.
If I had to pick, I'm going to go on logic that last year to save Roman Reigns and what happened, he left the dead man gimmick in the middle of the ring. So therefore, it would be American Badass, and he can go out on the last ride
Right. All right. Now, Jeff.
That's what I'm
Jeff,
calling it.
you're saying no match. Do you think the Undertaker will show up at all? You do think he'll show up?
I think he'll show up. But before Greg starts, Virtue, you said it'll be crap if it. Can you honestly tell me from here, from your gut of guts, that WWE actually wouldn't do it though?
And that's what pisses me off, that could happen. And the fact that I spent half of a day writing a column how that match needs to happen at WrestleMania. And not only did I say that, I wanted to see that in the show. That's right. With Roman Reigns there, and everybody knows how I like to like Roman because everyone hates him. I wouldn't even want that match to last if it was Taker and Cena. That's how invested I am. And I've hated Cena all these years. I was wrong. Tito Wrestling, I was wrong. John Cena is exactly what he is. He's a star. The Undertaker always has been. I'm drawn to it. I feel like I'm 7 years old again. And you might think that's crazy, but a lot of memories with me and my grandma.
Yeah. Well, not only writing the column and all this thing, but the fact that you invested your time and your money to go down there and see this WrestleMania, and it's been hyped for months and months, and now it's not going to happen. I'd be pissed just for that alone, personally.
Yeah. Think about this. So is this what WWE wants? We're all talking about like this right now. Like, we don't know. Is this what they want?
That's exactly what they want.
Because they're experimenting. It's not the pay-per-view era anymore where you buy
it's the network era, like
$50.
Social media chatter.
Yeah. Yep. So, Jeff, which version do you think Undertaker will come out as?
It's got to be the badass at this point. Like Richie said, the dead man is dead. He left at Mania last year.
All right.
It's got to be the badass.
Greg, so do you think a match will happen? If so, who will win, and which version of the Undertaker do you think will show up?
I'm gonna start and say I think it's gonna be the American Badass. Here's my problem with the entire Cena Undertaker thing. The fact that both the Go Home Raw and Go Home SmackDown ended with no mention of the Undertaker and Cena being official is a problem. I know it's WrestleMania. I know it sells itself. I get that. But the fact that there is no official match made between John Cena and the Undertaker for Sunday is a giant problem. They cannot spring a match like this on us at WrestleMania.
Okay.
I don't care who it is. I don't care that it's John Cena, 16-time champion, and The Undertaker, probably the greatest in-ring performer in WWE history. The fact that they are waiting until the day of WrestleMania to make any sort of announcement for an official match, I don't care for that.
Now, Greg, didn't you say...
Aaron, you had your finger up.
Yeah, didn't you say 2 weeks ago that you thought this was going to happen, where Undertaker would not show up until WrestleMania? Didn't you say that?
I said that.
I did. But you know what? I figured that maybe there would be like a promo video or like some sort of indication that there was an official match. The fact that both Raw and SmackDown went off the air without the match being made official is a problem. Like the way that this whole feud has been booked, with Kane coming out a couple weeks ago and like interrupting John Cena, that was a little tease. I was like, oh, maybe it can happen. But the fact that there is no official match. See, Undertaker and Kane, WrestleMania 20, that match was made official when The Undertaker didn't show up until WrestleMania.
Same with
Bray Wyatt 31.
Yeah.
But the fact is that there is no official match. And if a match does not happen, and I've seen rumors that they're going to face off and tease a match for next year's WrestleMania, which would be a completely terrible idea.
Oh, I would be so pissed.
Built this up so much for this WrestleMania.
Oh, man. I would be so mad.
Oh, yeah.
They should have made, if they were going to do this, they should have made the match official and just had Cena like call him out as he has been. That's what I would have changed. So I do think, for the sake of everybody's sanity, there will be a match. It will be the American Badass, and The Undertaker will win.
All right. So, yeah, I think Virtue made a good point. Just maybe a little wink or something, like a lightning bolt. Maybe the symbol comes out and, it catches on fire or something. Anything, just to give an indication, yeah, wink, wink, Undertaker's going to be there. Jeff?
But if he's the American Badass, he doesn't do all of that stuff.
That is true. Jeff?
But John Cena has said for a month, #do something.
Yeah.
And the greatest badass, the most feared striker, the most feared entity in the history of the WWE has looked like a complete punk.
Not CM Punk.
You know what? I saw someone tweet. He was actually the booker for AIW. He's like, watch WWE be doing this Undertaker angle just to throw everyone off the scent. And when Cena's as a fan calling the Undertaker out again at Mania, they said, watch Hogan come out.
Oh my!
I mean,
God.
that's what he said, and it made me chuckle. Like, I didn't want to like say no, you're dumb. I actually thought,
Dude, instant, complete, crowd-wide crap on that. Oh my God, they would lose their minds.
I miss those days when like you would expect something to happen and then something completely out of the blue happens that you're not expecting.
What's so bad, Aaron, is it just happened like as recently as 6 years ago because John Cena calls the Rock out on Raw, and here comes Lesnar out of left field.
That was a perfect example, Jeff. That was a perfect example. That was awesome. That was a great moment.
Amazing. And Brock didn't say a word. He came out there, shook his hand up, F5, you're done, good night. And he left. That's all he did.
Yeah, that was great. That was really awesome. Now, I'm going to go ahead and apply the WWE logic again and go with what people probably don't want to see. I'm going to say Undertaker comes out as the dead man again, just because everyone's expecting the badass. I think it should be the badass, but I have this feeling he's just going to come out as the dead man and people are going to be disappointed. And then I think they're going to have a match. I think the crowd's going to be into it to a degree, but I don't think it's going to be like Hogan and Rock. I really don't. Maybe it will. Maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised.
I'll do my best to try to get it going, but no guarantees with 70,000+ people.
I'm going to make a weird prediction and say Cena wins. Cena beats The Undertaker. This is my left field, completely random prediction for the show. I'm going to say it's Dead Man Undertaker and he loses to Cena.
Dude, Aaron, you're not in the field. You're in the freaking parking lot.
Like he just
popcorn waiting for the game to start. Good grief.
It's like he predicted the Browns to win the Super Bowl right there.
Right? Good grief.
Yeah.
Greg, I know you'd appreciate that one.
Aaron knows what he's talking about. That's okay.
Yeah, I really don't.
Make the Super Bowl first.
Well, you're right. I'm a Broncos fan, and they kept the Browns from 3 Super Bowls in the 80s. So,
all right. So I for the record, I would like to see Dead Man Undertaker show up and beat Cena, but I'm just gonna go with something completely out there, way out there in the parking lot, like you said, Jeff. And
you mean badass Cena show up and beat Cena? Badass Undertaker show up and beat Cena.
We still have how many more matches to talk about?
We got 3. We got the 3 big matches. So let's go ahead and run this down. We are like an hour and 15 into this video. So yeah, we're here for the long haul, guys. And it's almost midnight where Greg and Virtue are. So they're real troopers
I work
here.
home now.
Oh, well then you can be on for the rest of the night. Very cool. All right. We have Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle versus the tough woman, the toughest woman with lady balls, Stephanie McMahon, and Triple H. So, this match has a lot of question marks. What kind of shape will Ronda Rousey be in? Will she be able to do anything significant in the match? How will she look? Will she be awkward? So many things to wonder about this match. And Kurt Angle, too. I mean, Kurt Angle was not exactly in the best shape in his couple of matches in WWE. So I'm really curious to see what kind of shape Angle is in and Rousey and how this match is going to go down. You would think that it's going to be Angle and Triple H carrying the match. Who wants to take this one first and give a prediction for this one? Greg.
I'll just go really quick. I think Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle are going to win. I think you're right that Triple H and Kurt Angle will carry most of the match. And then the hot tag will happen to Ronda. She'll beat up Stephanie. Triple H will try and do something to Ronda. Ronda will take him out. Kurt Angle hits the ankle slam. Ronda puts in the armbar and makes Stephanie tap out.
I agree on that. That's my prediction too. Jeff?
That's mine as well. But Aaron, you actually just made me have an epiphany there. You said Stephanie had lady balls. I understand where the trophy design came from. That made so much sense. Okay. Greg's thinks we're going to hell now. Ronda's got to win her debut.
That ship has sailed, Jeff.
Long gone. We are all doomed for existence. Okay. I personally think that Ronda needs to win her debut match. It's kind of like you said, Aaron, about Asuka losing the streak to Carmella. It's so bogus that it wouldn't even remotely happen. If Ronda doesn't win her debut match after the most successful MMA career, arguably in the history of that art form, and she loses her first match in her new medium and loses to Triple H and Stephanie, it'll look completely horrible on WWE's part for making that match the way it is.
Now, what happens if maybe Kurt Angle loses and takes the fall for the team? That could happen.
I personally think that Kurt Angle's had enough buffoonery since he's becoming general manager. I think Kurt Angle needs a strong showing too, because he had a good outing with the Shield, and he had a Survivor Series moment. But think about it this way: Triple H turned on Angle at Survivor Series. Angle owes him a big one. Number one.
I'm afraid
Number
this
two,
match is going to be a mess.
You know what? I think that's all. You know what? I think that's almost a given that it's going to be a mess, because you got Kurt Angle, who I don't care what doctor or what Kurt Angle says himself, he is not going to be Kurt Angle of 12 years ago. He's never going to be that guy again, ever. Number one. Number two, Ronda, who, yes, she's been training with Brian Kendrick and with the Santinos, and she's been, a judo expert, and she's a legitimate badass. But you've got two people who are not in 100% WWE ring shape yet. On the other side of the ring, you've got Triple H and Stephanie, who, yes, they still dabble their toe in the water here and there in the ring, but they are primarily corporate executives that work in the office 5 days a week or whatever it is they work, except Vince. Vince is in there 24 hours a day. He's a freaking android. But you've got four people who are not really going to mesh very well, I don't think. This match is more about the marquee than the match.
All right. Virtue, you're going to have a different opinion here? Go with Triple H and Stephanie?
First of all, go to Raw. Who got the last heat? Stephanie and Triple H. This is as cookie cutter as you can get. But here's my spin on it.
It was a great choke slam by Stephanie.
Ronda and Kurt are going to win. And it's going to be in like 2 minutes. They're going to crush them. Ooh. It's going to protect everybody. They are going to win because Vince, they love their fast matches, and the fact that Ronda is from MMA and Kurt, Olympic gold medalist, I don't think Triple H and Stephanie care about the embarrassment. I think they want to get Ronda over. I think I could see that in her contract that she was going to go over at WrestleMania. It's going to be the quickest match of the show.
Virtue makes a good point, because Triple H and Stephanie proved they don't care about the embarrassment on Ronda's behalf, because think about it. Rock made a joke about Stephanie's fallopian tubes with Ronda in the ring. That just proves right there that they don't really care about embarrassment. So Virtue's got a great point there about the embarrassment.
It won't be Eric Rowe and Rock quick.
No.
But to me, it's going to be 2.5 to 5 minute match.
Is this the first match where we were all unanimous? I think it might be.
I think you're right.
No, we were all predicting Asuka to win.
Keep in mind, Stephanie and Triple H's entrance is going to be 5 or 6 minutes.
Oh God.
Definitely more. Definitely.
You know
more.
what I mean? So there's going to be enough theatrics. You're going to feel like they were out there 10 plus minutes. I think it's going quick.
Yeah. See, I've been imagining Kurt Angle's return to in-ring competition for so long. I would love if they just negated the "You Suck" chants for once and played his ECW theme with no chorus. I would love that, but they won't do it though.
All right, so let's move on here to the WWE title match: AJ Styles versus Shin, also known as Shinsuke Nakamura, the winner of the 2018 Royal Rumble match. Now, a lot of people have high hopes for this one. This is one of those matches that has very high expectations going in. The question is, will it be able to live up to those expectations? Will it be a match of the year contender? That remains to be seen. I think a lot of it will depend on how much time they're given and what order this match is in. Although I think this match will get a good crowd reaction regardless of where it is on the card. So, Virtue, let's start with you on this one. Do you think we're going to see a new champ?
Yes, because they had Asuka and Shin win the Royal Rumble for a reason. They want to reach the entire world. The network has been in Japan for a couple years now. AJ has put Nakamura over at Wrestle Kingdom before. I believe it was for the IWGP Intercontinental. Well, Shin was the IWGP Intercontinental Champion, and he retained against AJ. So, with that said, to me, it really doesn't matter who wins this match. Everybody's a winner. We're going to get 20-plus minutes of, did you watch Balor and Rollins on Raw? All right, put that on the big stage, but for a championship match with Shinsuke and AJ. I don't know how it's going to end other than knee to face.
All right, Greg?
That's the best I could do.
Gregory?
I think this match, it almost has to go 25, 30 minutes. It almost has to make this an instant WrestleMania classic. And I know it's two of the best workers in the world right now. It's AJ and Shinsuke. And everybody has high hopes for this match. I do too. I am going to say that Shinsuke Nakamura wins after his second Kinshasa. I figure they're both going to kick out each other's finishers because it's WrestleMania and everybody does that. So Shinsuke wins after 2 Kinshasas.
All right. Well, I'm gonna actually go against you guys. I think Vince is gonna get cold feet with Nakamura. Nakamura isn't a Vince guy. He's not Vince's boy, you know. I think Vince in the end is going to get cold feet on a title change. I think AJ is going to keep the title, and Nakamura will feud with somebody who gets drafted from Raw, maybe like Seth Rollins, and he'll stay in the title picture. Maybe there'll be like a triple threat, and he'll stay in the upper card, but I don't think Nakamura is going to win the title. I think AJ is going to retain. Jeff, your thoughts? Are you going to go with Greg and Virtue?
Virtue had something to say, though. Go ahead, Virtue.
So you think AJ Styles is a Vince McMahon guy? What?
I think he's more of a Vince guy than Nakamura is. I think AJ is going to retain.
I think it depends on the network sales in Japan. That's what I think.
All right, Jeff?
First of all, I have a couple points to make. Second of all, I found out, Aaron, that Michael Cole calling Nakamura's shin was not the first time that happened. If you go back and watch NXT TakeOver from last year, Phillips was all over that call. Either him or whoever was calling that match, either Ronaldo or Phillips was calling him shin throughout the entire match.
Really? Why do I not remember this?
I didn't either until I watched it. I went, oh my God, it actually happened. My brain is shutting down. I can't believe this has happened before Michael Cole. Now I feel really stupid.
Interesting.
Anyway, do yourselves a favor, everybody that's watching this and everybody in this room, go back and watch Wrestle Kingdom 10's Intercontinental Championship match between Nakamura and AJ. It's one of the best matches you'll ever see on the planet ever. And that's what it has to live up to. Forget the WWE hype we've had the last 3 months with Royal Rumble heading to now. This match has a Wrestle Kingdom Intercontinental Title match to live up to. And people are going to say, well, no, it's not WWE. It doesn't matter. The current era of wrestling fans have watched New Japan matches for years now. They've been keeping up on YouTube. They have New Japan World subscriptions, and they've watched this match. And this match stole the show from Okada and Tanahashi. They stole it right after the Heavyweight Championship match, and they have to deliver. AJ Styles will retain, but if the Intercontinental Championship is not the match of the night, this will be.
All right, so there we go. We're split down the middle on this one. Should be the match of the night. It's the WWE Championship.
Should be, yep.
We'll see if it can deliver. All right, so now we have the main event, guys. Yes, it is the match that will most likely everybody's like just going comatose now. The main event.
Not necessarily.
Jeff, your camera. So we have Brock Lesnar, Vince's boy, against Roman Reigns, the guy who busts his ass, shows up to work every day, the big dog, Roman Reigns. I would be shocked if Roman Reigns did not win this match. In fact, if Brock Lesnar defeats Roman Reigns, I will give one random person on Twitter that retweets my tweet I'm going to send out a free NoDQ.com t-shirt of their choosing. That's how confident I am that Brock Lesnar will not be winning this match. I'm going with Reigns. I said it about Cena, Jeff. You mentioned this earlier. I always said it's hard to bet against John Cena. It's hard to bet against Roman Reigns, especially at WrestleMania, especially after he gets beat down on the go-home show. 5 Superman punches, and then Brock Lesnar fights back and hits him with an F5 and lays him out. Roman Reigns is winning. I don't think it could be any more crystal clear. I will be very shocked beyond belief if Brock Lesnar somehow retains the title. Now, Jeff, do you have any other opinion on this? Any other thoughts?
Well, WrestleMania bets have definitely bit us all in the butt in the past. We have Zack Ryder. We have different things that have happened. I'm not going to bet anything that Roman is not going to win, but I will say that if WWE does not pull that trigger and have him win the red strap after all this struggle the last year, people are going to seriously start having Vince McMahon send him for psychological counseling because, we'll like the result that Brock wins, but we'll question Vince's complete and utter sanity the day of. We'll be like, why now? Why are you all of a sudden getting a freaking clear head here? So,
yeah. And there's no Rollins to cash in Money in the Bank.
There's nobody to cash in because the Money in the Bank guy already blew it. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Greg, you think that's going to happen?
No, I've just been a smart.
That's a ridiculous idea, anyways.
If
totally
that
absurd.
happened, I'll tell you what. Here's the bet: if Carmella cashes in and wins the Universal Championship, I will burn a King's T-shirt on the air. How about that?
Whoa!
Wow.
That's a bet.
If Carmella wins the WWE or the Universal Championship by cashing in on Lesnar or Reigns, I will burn a King's piece of merchandise on the air. I will. I'll do it.
I'll burn a
NoDQ.com
T-shirt if that happens.
There you go. There you go.
Did you hear what I said?
Yes, I heard you. Burn the NoDQ shirt, please. Just don't burn. Now, see, here's the thing. I actually need that shirt. Don't burn that one.
Okay, deal.
Okay, thank you.
Greg, go
ahead. I'm sorry.
All right. Yeah, I can't see any other situation other than Reigns winning. I guess if Lesnar has re-signed, which hasn't been announced, it's been rumored for weeks and months that he's going back to UFC, which I don't know why. I mean, he's done everything he needs to there.
About that?
I think that I'm gonna say Reigns wins, but there's like this little part in the back of my mind that says maybe, just maybe, Lesnar actually pulls it out and loses the title the next night on Raw, just to completely swerve everybody.
All right, Virtue.
Reigns.
All right.
There we go.
You didn't even need to ask me. Everybody already knew who I was picking.
Can you imagine how it would have been if we all said that for the whole prediction show? We would have had a 10-minute show. That'd been nice.
Yeah, so the third straight year in a row, it looks like we're going to have people booing at the very end, and it's going to be everybody falling asleep at the end of WrestleMania.
But you know what? To quote
Booing's not falling asleep, though. Booing is still sound.
Booing is a reaction, and that is exactly what McMahon has been about in the network era. They want a reaction, whether people are booing, people are cheering, as long as they're not NWO throwing crap in the ring.
Has there ever been crickets?
Well,
Has there ever been crickets for Reigns?
Let me rephrase it. Half booing, half people asleep, and they just don't make any noise. How about that?
But it's not that half booing, unless those half booings have the loudest vocal cords in the world.
Well,
it's not half, Aaron. I'm taking a decibel meter.
The end of the show, WrestleMania, I think it was, people booed because Reigns won, but it was like a tired boo. It's like, boo, all right, let's go home.
Well, that's a 7-hour show problem more than anything else.
I think they booed at 32 because it was the longest show this side of the freaking arc being built. I think they booed last year because the Undertaker lost and he went away, and the people could sense that happening. They're gonna boo this year. There's no question about it. But you know what? The only time we've had crickets was when the Undertaker lost to Brock Lesnar. You could hear a pin drop in a 70-something thousand people seat arena because it was so, oh my God. The only way we're going to get something like that is if the Undertaker loses to Cena this year at WrestleMania. That'll be a cricket.
Bryan turns heel could be that moment.
No. If Bryan turns heel, they're going to be hot. They're going to explode. They're going to be completely seriously pissed the hell off. It's going to happen. So I think Lesnar will lose the title to Reigns, and I think they're going to boo. But you know what? It's like with Cena for the last 15 years. It's become cool to boo Roman Reigns. There is no reason for any rational wrestling fan or sports entertainment WWE fan to boo Roman Reigns. It's just a cool thing to do.
Yeah, it's just a boring storyline, in my opinion.
It's stupid.
I think it's insulting the fans' intelligence with this whole Brock Lesnar's Vince's boy deal. I feel all along it should have been Lesnar should have no-showed. He should have been the Undertaker. He should have no-showed every single episode of Raw leading up to WrestleMania. Have Vince do a promo where he says, if Lesnar doesn't show up, he's going to be taken to court, and you play it off as a shoot. That's how I would have done it, at least. Greg?
Yeah, I agree that it should have been just a complete shoot the whole way. Once they brought Lesnar in and had him attack and showed up the next 2 weeks, it kind of ruined the storyline, in my opinion.
I agree.
Because if you have Lesnar keep no-showing, people will get sick of him and be like, okay, we just want to see the title back. We're going to cheer Roman, and once Lesnar's gone, we can cheer. It's like, oh, Lesnar's gone, yay. So I think they ruined they overbooked themselves, and they booked themselves into a corner.
Yep.
Which is strange because typically they underbook. But
yeah.
I'd love to hear a creative meeting though, where they discuss the reactions that Roman gets and
to be a fly on that.
Like
wall,
it's almost like did someone finally tell Vince, or did Vince say they're booing him? So if I push him as a baby face, then he's really a heel. Let's go with that. I mean, I would just like to know. I really would if if they're really smart on the smart fans, and they're really just doing it on purpose.
It's so funny, Virtue. I remember reading Mick Foley's first book where he talks about the whole Vader thing where he lost his ear, and there was an opportunity there to capitalize on such a big thing. How can you not book something better than going against the guy that literally tore your ear off the side of your freaking head? And Foley said, well, WCW buried it on purpose because they have no idea what they're doing. It's Vince McMahon wants us to think he has no idea what he's doing. He's old. He's out of touch. There's a Vince McMahon out of touch account on YouTube that comments on our shows every freaking week. Okay, they think Vince has lost his damn mind. What if he's working? What if he's the one? What if he's still puppet master after all these years? Vince McMahon was the puppet master, Mr. McMahon, puppet master since he's been, the bad guy in 1998. What if he's still doing that behind the scenes? We don't know that.
I'm sure he is. He knows what he's doing.
It's just fascinating.
As long as that money keeps coming in, he's doing his job well.
But Kayfabe Candy-Ass makes a very good point. And Greg, I'm sorry, you're kind of like being drowned out. I apologize. Kayfabe Candy-Ass makes a point every single time. We are in an era, the network era, where Vince does not appear to care about the bottom line of the booking. The $9.99 comes in from 100,000 people or a million people, and he doesn't care. So.
Yep. As long as the money pumps in, that's all that matters. But anyway,
as long as the little check mark goes off every month, they're good. But now let me ask you this.
All right.
Do you guys expect any surprises Friday night at the Hall of Fame? Anything that we're not expecting?
Hall of Fame?
No, I mean the Undertaker, but why would they take the spotlight? Why would they take the spotlight off the Hall of Famer?
No,
exactly.
We were talking about the idea that the Undertaker, they might announce that he's accepted John Cena's challenge on Twitter. They'll tweet out something saying breaking news: Undertaker accepts Cena's offer. They'll do this the Friday of right before WrestleMania.
That'd be so fun.
That'd be so weak.
That's so WWE though.
I understand that, but it would be so weak. It'd be like you had all this time, and you're going to announce 2 days before it. Like, that would almost be worse than Undertaker just showing up at WrestleMania.
Yep.
They could tout it if tout was still a thing.
Oh, my God. Stop it.
On that note, we should just wrap up this video now. Did somebody snort?
Yeah, that was me.
Nice. All right. On that note, we will wrap up this video. Thank you guys for being on tonight and dedicating your time to talk about WrestleMania. Thank you to everybody watching for the 90 minutes plus. We really appreciate the dedication. We hope you enjoyed the video and were entertained by it. It was a lot of fun. We had some good arguments, some good debates, some good agreements on stuff. Lots of valid points were made. Let's go ahead and do the plugs. Virtue, you are going to be there in New Orleans for this event. You will be, I'm sure, covering it and giving the updates.
I'm going to be doing the good old Periscope on Twitter, so that's where you'll see some things that I'll be talking about, because that's going to be easiest for me. And then, Aaron, you can share them with people, because, hey, by the way, I have 1,000 followers. How did that happen? Now I got to see how many of them are real.
Congratulations.
So follow me on Twitter at @NoDQ_virtue.
All right, and we got to get PA Sensation up to 1,000 too. So, Greg, your plugs.
Yeah, I'm nowhere close. This is coming back soon after WrestleMania. So keep a watch out for that. You can follow me on Twitter at PA Sensation. I'm also selling a bunch of my wrestling DVDs at some points. If you want any, I'll give you a list on Twitter at some point. I got to go through them because I'm working crazy hours and don't have time to watch them all. So if you want some to give away as gifts, that's fine. Get a hold of me, and they'll be up in the next few days.
All right. JM?
_Jeff Meacham on Twitter. Instagram's kind of been more of a Kings thing the last couple weeks because my WrestleMania countdown was over. Because I watched every single one. Let's get Greg to 1,000 followers. Let's have the champ go into the Trivia Challenge Season 4, right? With 1,000 followers. Because you know what? With Aaron back at the helm as the host, with Jeff Meacham behind the scenes as a creative consultant, going through the questions, make sure we didn't ask them before, because we're going to have people sending in questions left and right. So somebody has to keep track of those questions, and Aaron has enough on his mind as it is. Let's have Jeff be there still, kind of as a member, like they said in Greece. If you can't be an athlete, be an athletic supporter. Good night, everybody.
All right, thank you for that, Jeff. I got my money on my mind and my mind on my money, whatever it's called. Thank you guys for tuning in. Follow Greg at PA Sensation. Let's get him to 1,000 followers. And we will see you guys next week. We will be back for the No DQ review. I'm sure it will be a very interesting one. We're either going to be very happy, very angry, maybe a combination of both, who knows? But we will be
Very
back next
unsurprised.
week to break down WrestleMania, and I'm sure that will be a very lengthy video as well. So subscribe, youtube.com/AaronRiff, no DQ, and we will see you guys next time.